As soon as you go in to the Team 10 house, right on the side of the wall, there's this thing that like takes your picture and has you sign an NDA form.
New and serious allegations are being brought up right now against Jake Paul after he allegedly forced himself on a woman that he made sign an NDA. A TikToker named Justine is now exposing Jake for what he did, regardless of any legal recourse that she may face for it. I also must warn you that due to the sensitive nature of what we are discussing today, certain words will have to be censored. I'm going to get into all the details in a moment, but first, if you could do us a big favor and tap that like button, we would really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin. As I said when we started this video, we have some very serious allegations being brought forward right now against Jake Paul from an incident that took place in July of 2019. The victim, Justine Paradise, released a 20-minute video with receipts fully explaining the ordeal that took place in the Team 10 house at the hands of Jake Paul. Def Noodles highlighted perhaps the most important piece of this video in a tweet saying, Jake Paul allegedly sexually assaulted TikToker Justine Paradise. Justine says she rejected Jake, telling him no, but Jake allegedly said, if nothing is going to happen, then what's the point? She later alleges that Jake allegedly forced himself on her. Throughout the video, Justine conceals the names of her friends that first led to the introduction of Jake Paul and said that it started when an acquaintance she called Michael asked her to hang out. Upon arriving at the address that Michael had sent her, she soon realized that it was the Team 10 house. She goes on to say, I was a little thrown off. I didn't even know we would be going to the Team 10 house. Then Jake came up to me and asked me for my phone number. He was really awkward. I don't know if it was just me, but he was really awkward when he was talking to me. According to Justine, the earliest text messages between her and Jake was June 1st, with the last one she received being on July 20th, which is also the day that she said she was by the YouTuber. She also compared the way that he was acting around her to that of a middle school crush. He would do weird things like text her when they were in the same room instead of, just going over and talking to her. Regardless, Justine viewed this as perhaps just another socially awkward famous person who was simply used to people throwing themselves at him. According to her, it began with Jake Paul grabbing her hand and leading her to his room, and then she goes on to say, we were dancing in his room, then we were like kissing and stuff, and then he took it to his bed. Normally everybody respects me when I don't want to do sexual things, so I thought it was fine when I went to his room, and I thought it would be fine to kiss him, because I thought he would stop if I didn't want to do anything else. However, that just wasn't the case, and after Jake expressed his frustration for not getting what he wanted, he just took it, and then suddenly flipped this kind persona that he was presenting to Justine. She then goes on to say that upon denying Jake's advances, he got fed up and said, well, if nothing's going to happen, then what's the point? Before standing up and then assaulting her. Yes, right after she made it clear that she wasn't interested in going any further with him, Jake acknowledges the lack of consent in his response and then does this. She goes on to say, I couldn't tell him not to, he didn't ask for consent or anything. Like he knew I didn't want to do anything with him because he said if nothing's going to happen, what's the point? She continued adding that after the alleged incident, Paul cut off all communication with her. He didn't ask for consent, and despite that she fully told him that she did not consent to what he was doing, that only made Jake want to force himself upon her further. Now I watched the entire video that Justine put out, and I honestly believe her when she says that she's not doing this for any attention. The only attention I can see her wanting is drawing eyes to the problematic behavior of Jake Paul. This is simply a woman who was put through hell, and instead of staying quiet, she wants other women to know what to expect if they decide to go down that same road. Also, for those comments who are inevitably going to say, why would she wait so long? First of all, she thought that signing an NDA meant that she gave up her right to say anything, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. Can you imagine being assaulted and then just having to live with that for over a year because you're scared to get attacked again online? We need to do a better job in our response to stories like this. I see way too many people attacking victims, and it makes me sick to my stomach. If you continually attack victims, people who have been traumatized will never want to speak up, and in turn, this loser gets away scot-free. We can't let this happen. So please, when hearing this story, just think about what you're going to say before you comment, and for an added filter, imagine you had to read the comment you write out loud to your mother. That should help. With that though, let's quickly check out some of your comments from our last weekly roundup. Mermaid Reviews 469 says, I'm loving that Paris is using her fame, money, and time for kids and helping change something that not many know. I'm super proud. We are super proud of Paris as well, and it seems that she's just flipped her life right around, and I'm very happy to see that she's helping people like Danielle. My True Crime Library says, whenever I see Johnny in that suit, I always think of Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. That's great, because those are my two favorite Tarantino films, so thank you for that comment. PG Panda 28 says, starting to think you guys don't sleep or use the bathroom. Secret time? We don't. Squid Vicious says, love the science and good news segments, perfect way to wrap up the week. Oh, we love giving you those good news and science segments as well, so thank you for watching. Anna Morgan says, stop blurring out the words, just say it so we can actually understand the severity of something. Anna, we would love to let you hear everything or see everything, except if we did that, YouTube would shut our channel down. We are only playing by YouTube's rules and guidelines so that we can keep bringing you more content. For real, it breaks my heart to not be able to say the actual word. I want to give you guys the truth, but if we don't play by YouTube's rules, we don't have a job. But that has been today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube.